So good morning, and thanks a million for joining me on the mat this morning. This week's focus is on the lower limbs, an area that all of us can benefit from when you think about how much time we spend on our feet each day, and particularly the feet, lower legs and ankles. We're going to bring a little bit of focus on them this morning. So our feet have a lot to do with obviously how we connect to the earth beneath us, but also to do with our balance. And if our balance is off in our feet, we're going to find that the whole way up through the body. So we're looking for stability. We're also looking for mobility, particularly at those ankle joints. So stability in the knees, mobility in the ankles, mobility in the hips. This kind of goes in a kind of every second joint needs something a little bit different, but we're going to have a little look and explore those joints and muscles this morning. So if you want to come, actually we're going to start sitting back on heels this morning. So already you'll see how those ankles are feeling, you'll see how those quads and those calves are feeling. Feel free to tuck the toes under if it's a little bit too intense on the ankles. And also if you feel you can't sit right back, you can roll up a towel or any kind of object, a jumper, whatever you have at hand, and place it underneath the knees. Likewise, if you want to keep the toes untucked, you can do the same and place it in front of the ankles. So I wouldn't avoid the pose. I try and work slowly into it. So using props and then over time making those props a little bit less. So we're going to open the palms to the ceiling, sit as tall, as strong, as long as we can. So opening into the heart, drawing the belly in. We inhale the arms out, reaching up. Interlock fingers, press palms to the ceiling. As we exhale, press the palms forward and really stretch between the shoulders. And we'll do that 2 more times. So a nice big stretch as we take the gaze up. And then exhale, press forward and release. So we'll do that 1 more time. Nice big stretch. Arms right back by the ears. And then exhale, press forward and release. Lovely. From here, we're going to come straight up onto the knees. So knees here are about hip width distance apart and hips are over knees. So try not to sit back too much. We're trying to press those hips forward as much as we can. We're going to tuck both toes under if they're not there already. Palms are open and then inhale the arms out, reaching up. As we exhale, gently twist to the right. We're going to place that right hand either to the back of the left leg, or if we can reach it, we're going to touch the left heel, but at the same time, keep pressing those hips forward. Inhale, stretch through the left fingertips. And as we exhale, see if we can reach back overhead, looking over the right shoulder. Continue to press those hips forward. Draw the belly in. Try not to compress into the lower back for 1 more breath. Slowly lean back. We're going to inhale right arm back up to meet left. And as we exhale, gently twist to the left, placing the left fingertips either to the back of the right leg, or if we can touch that right heel. Inhale, stretch through the right arm. And as we exhale, reach those right fingertips back. Almost like we want to touch the back wall, but we're pressing those hips forward. We're drawing the belly in, engaging the core. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, reach back a little bit more. 1 more breath. Slowly lean back. Inhale, left arm back up to meet right. And then exhale, hands come to heart. Lovely. We're going to step that right foot out to the right. Try to keep the left hip stacked over the knee, and we're going to try to press the outer blade of that right foot into the ground as much as we can. Inhale the left arm up, and as we exhale, reach the left arm all the way over to the right. Trying to draw that arm right back in line with the ear. So we're inhale, stretching through the fingertips. We're exhaling, hinging a little bit more to the right. Feel that on the inner hip, inner right leg. Keep pressing that outer blade of the right foot into the ground and maybe take the gaze up. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, hinge. And then inhale, left arm up. And as we exhale, rest that left hand down to the ground. Again, notice if we've collapsed into the front of the body, we're going to press the hips forward, draw the shoulder back. Inhale, right arm up, and exhale, stretch that right arm overhead. Notice where that left hand is at. So if you feel we're collapsing, maybe come up onto the fingertips or up onto a block. So we want to maintain that lovely space in the chest, and we can untuck that left toe if it feels a bit more comfortable. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, reach a little bit more to the left. We're going to inhale, right elbow, right knee into touch. And as we exhale, extend it out, hovering that right foot off the ground. Inhale slowly in. Keep drawing that right toe toward the knee. Exhale, press it out, and continue at your own breath. So if you want to challenge the balance, we're going to follow the middle finger on the right hand with the gaze. So we're engaging these hip muscles. I want you to keep drawing the toe toward the knee, so we're keeping that lower leg nice and active. Keep opening into the heart. Drawing that arm right back in line with the ear. We'll take one more breath here. Meeting an extension, we'll rest the right foot down. Bringing that right hand back to the waist. We're going to inhale slowly back up to center. Exhale here. Then inhale both arms out, reaching up. As we exhale, we're going to sit back toward that left heel. So toe can be tucked or untucked, reaching the arms forward through the fingertips, reach as far as we can, and then rest the hands down. Again, that left toe can be tucked or untucked. We're pressing the outer blade of that right foot into the ground. Inhale, draw the chest forward, sink the shoulders, and as we exhale, see if we can walk those hands forward a little bit more. Resting the head, resting the neck, and don't get too caught up in how far forward we're folding. Take one more breath here. And then slowly tuck the chin in, and we're going to come back up to seat. From here, we're going to come down onto that left side. Okay, so as gracefully as we can. And now that left foot is going to be to the inner thigh. Making sure we have our strap or our tail within reach. Trying to maintain that lovely length of the spine every chance we get here. We're going to bend the right knee and we're going to wrap our tail or our strap around the ball of that right foot. Again, you can keep it as long as you wish here. Probably better to start long. Hug the elbows into the waist so we're not leaning forward too much, and then gently press away through the heel. So we're drawing those toes toward the face. The body faces that right foot. We're going to inhale nice and tall. Draw that right hip bone back into the joint. So slight shift to that right leg back. And as we exhale, gently press the chest forward, draw the shoulders back. So we're inhaling, lengthening through the spine, and we're exhaling, folding. So what I want you to feel here, nice little stretch in the lower leg as we draw the toes toward the knees. Nice little connection to the spine, so we're not rounding into that upper back. And also, if we're feeling it into the hamstring, it's only into the belly of the hamstring. If you feel you're stretching into the knee or up near the sit bone, I want you to keep a little bend to that right knee so we can still get a stretch into the lower leg. But sometimes those hamstrings can actually be already over lengthened, so stretching isn't actually going to help. So we'll be more looking at strengthening into those hamstrings. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. We're going to stay here for another couple of breaths. And that over lengthening of the hamstrings isn't because we've been stretching them loads. Often it's because the hips might be a little bit tight and the pelvis is slightly tilting and pulling on those muscles. Lovely. So from here, we're going to get our right hand. We're going to catch hold of the strap as close to the foot as we can. Inhale the left arm back up toward the ceiling. And as we exhale, we're going to reach that left arm overhead. Maybe bend the left elbow and place the palm of the hand to the back of the crown of the head. And then draw that left elbow back. So we're going to inhale, lengthen through the spine. And as we exhale, hinge a little bit more to the right. But again, try not to collapse. Keep that heart open, keep the hips open. One more breath. And then slowly release that left hand back to meet right, and then slowly come back up to seat. We can release that strap out of the way for now. Again, we're going to come back to our pose. Dropping that right foot down, bringing both hands either side of the left knee. We're going to come back to sit on the left heel. Tuck the left toe under, and then inhale slowly up. Lovely. We're going to bring that right knee back in to meet left and do that same sequence on the other side. So again, we're going to step that left foot out, keeping that right knee stacked over the hip, and then we're going to press that outer blade into the foot. Left hand comes to the waist. Inhale the right arm up, and as we exhale, reach that right arm all the way over to the left. Nice big stretch here into the right side, taking the gaze up. We'll inhale, stretch through the fingertips. As we exhale, hinge a little bit more. One more breath. Inhale back through center. And as we exhale, we're going to rest that right hand down to the ground beside us, either onto the palm of the hand, the finger pads, or a block if we need a little bit more height. Opening into the heart, opening into the hips. We'll inhale left arm up. And as we exhale, reach that left arm overhead. Brushing the arm right back in line with the ear. So notice if that arm is out to the left, we want to draw it right back in line with that left ear. Again, right toe can remain tucked or untucked, whatever feels good. We're going to inhale, knee to elbow in. And then exhale, press it out. Nice and active in that left foot. Inhale, slowly in. Exhale, reach it out. And continue with your own breath. So we should feel both glutes challenged here. If you want to challenge the balance, we're following the middle finger on the left hand with the gaze. So we're moving drishti point or point of focus. Keep that lower leg active. Keep that breath engaged. We'll do one more. Slowly rest the left foot down, bring that left hand back to the waist, and then slowly come back to center. Both hands are on the waist here. Keep pressing the outer blade of that foot into the ground. Inhale, arms out, reaching up. As we exhale, as we reach those arms forward, we're sitting back toward that right heel. So again, toe could be tucked or untucked, whatever feels good. Reach, reach, reach as far as we can, and then rest the hands down. Keep pressing the outer blade of that left foot into the ground. We'll inhale, draw the chest forward. And as we exhale, sink the body toward the ground, resting the head, resting the neck. So the reason I keep stressing on pressing that outer blade of the left foot down, we're trying to get a nice little stretch into the left side of the foot, into the ankle, and all the way up into our outer calf. Nice one as well if you have a little bit of shin splints going on, just nice wee stretch here. Inhale, lengthen the spine, exhale, fold. We'll take one more breath here. And then gently tuck the chin in. We're going to come back to sit on that right heel. And as we did on the other side, we're going to rotate through that left heel and then gently come to seat. So sole of that right foot is now on the inner thigh. Again, shift the sit bone so we feel nice and comfortable. We can shift that left hip bone back into the joint even before we start into the pose. We're going to reach for a towel or a strap, wrap it around the ball of that left foot this time. Sometimes the towel can be easier when we're working into this particular pose. It just has a wee bit more surface area. Again, your choice. Tuck those elbows in, sit nice and tall, turning to the left foot. We're going to inhale tall, and as we exhale, gently fold. So we're folding from here, not from the middle back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gently fold. Relax the head, relax the neck. Keep drawing the shoulders back. So again, we're trying not to round into that upper back. So even keeping the elbows tucked in can help here. You can walk those hands along the strap toward the foot. Again, conscious of where we're feeling that stretch. Please don't over lengthen those hamstrings. And again, you'll know if they are, if we're feeling it more at the joints than the center of the muscle. We'll take one more breath here. We're going to get the left hand, catch hold of the strap nice and close to the foot. We'll inhale the right arm back, up toward the ceiling. And as we exhale, reach that right arm overhead. Draw the arm right back in line with the ear. We're going to bend the right elbow and place the palm of the hand to the crown of the head. And then draw that right elbow back. So we're really opening into the heart here. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Again, we can take the gaze up toward the ceiling if we want to get a little bit more space into the front of the body. We'll take two more breaths here. And one more. And then slowly release that right hand back to the left. And then slowly come back up to center. Again, we can release that strap out of the way for now. Bringing both hands either side of that right foot. We're going to drop that left foot down and slowly press our way back up to where we started. We're going to bring that left knee back into meet right with control. I'm going to turn to the side here so you can see what I'm doing. So again, knees are about hip width distance apart. We're going to start with the toes tucked under and just gently sit back toward the heels like we started at the start of class, and we should feel a nice little stretch into the arches of the feet. So as I mentioned before, if we're finding we're hovering here, chances are quads or calves are maybe a little bit tight. It could be a little bit to do with our ankle mobility. So just get a little bit of cushioning underneath the knees so that we can sit gently back. Likewise, you can place a cushion underneath the sit bones. So just make it as accessible as you can, but try not to avoid it. And again, notice if we're slumping into the spine. So sit nice and tall here. And then from here, we're going to bring the hands to the waist. We'll gently shift the body weight forward, untuck the toes, and then we're going to sit back onto the heels. So again, really getting into the front of those ankles. Again, if it's too much of the ankles, place a little bit of cushioning in front of the ankles. Okay, then we're going to bring the hands down by the sides. If the arms aren't quite as long, we can always place two objects, like two blocks or two books, to allow us reach to the ground here. And then from here, with your own breath, we're going to press the front of the feet into the ground and gently lift the knees. So again, the knees might not come off the ground, they might come really high, or they might come somewhere in between. The higher, the more of a stretch we're going to get into the front of the ankles. So I'm going to encourage you to come here. But again, if it's too much, feel free to make that gap between the knees and the earth a little bit less. So we're just going to pause it here for 3, for 2, and 1. Gently release the knees, bring those hands slightly forward so we can shift that body weight forward, tuck the toes under, and then gently sit back toward those heels. Again, we're just going to pause here. So again, depending on how those ankles and feet are at, you might find one pose really easy and the other impossible. So again, you can just listen to those little imbalances. We're going to bring those hands forward, untuck the toes, gently sit back, bring those hands back in line with the hips. So again, use those blocks if you need them, because we do need a little bit of a push off the ground here. So don't be afraid to use any objects that you can find in hand, just to give yourself that little bit more height. Likewise, if the arms are really long, you might find the hands out in front or behind. So find a place that feels good. We're going to press the hands into the ground, press the toes into the ground, and gently lift those knees. Again, as high as we can go. So there shouldn't be any pain. It should just be like a nice, pretty intense stretch. And again, not pushing it too hard here, particularly if we haven't been stretching into these joints. Or these muscles, should I say. We're not stretching our joints. The muscles around the ankles. We'll hold for 1 more breath. And then gently release. Bring those hands slightly forward, shift the body weight forward, tuck the toes under, sit back toward the heels. And we're just going to pause here, resetting. Lovely. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring the hands forward. Step those knees back, so we're coming into our tabletop. So hips are over knees are about hip width distance apart. Shoulders over, elbows over wrist, elbow creases face forward. We'll tuck the toes under this morning. We're going to inhale, draw the chest forward as we take the gaze up and arch the spine. Exhale, press into the ground, curl through the spine, take the gaze back toward the belly. Inhale, gaze goes forward and up, arching the spine. Exhale, press into the ground, curl through the spine, really tuck the chin into the chest, and continue with your own breath. Nice little cat-cow purr movements, creating space, the full length of the spine here. Exaggerate the movement as much as we can. Maybe close down the eyes and just really engage with how that feels within the body. So again, forgetting about what it looks like and just enjoying that movement, that freedom, that energy. So try to get all parts of the spine involved here. So if you find that lower back isn't getting involved, maybe pause an extra couple of breaths and see if you can really access that space. So we're mindfully moving. And then when you're ready, we're going to meet back in our tabletop. From here, we're going to step back onto the ball of that right foot. So we're straightening that right leg and we're pressing back through the right heel. Nice little stretch into the calf here. So we're really pressing that right heel back as much as we can. Again, I want you to be conscious yourselves. If you're recovering from any calf strains, Achilles, hamstring, foot injury, take it easy. So we're just looking for a gentle release. Okay, so we're not wanting to push those fibers beyond where they need to be. So listen to your own body here. We'll take 1 more breath. And then gently draw that right knee into knee left. And then we're going to step back onto the ball of the left foot. Gently press back through the left heel. And again, just holding it here. Consciously engaging that left quad to get a little bit more space into the back of the leg. Keep pressing that left heel back for 3, for 2, and 1. Left knee comes back into meet right. From here, we're going to step that right foot forward. Nice and controlled, bringing both hands either side of the right foot, and then we're going to step that left knee back as far as we can possibly go and untuck the toe. So as far as we can go. So we should feel this a little bit into the hips here as well. We're going to get that right forearm and we're going to place it underneath that right kneecap. And then we're going to gently shift the body weight forward. You can use that left hand to help. So we're shifting the body weight forward until we start to feel that right heel come off the ground. And then we're going to press that right heel down to the ground. So this is a really nice way of working into the calf, the tibialis. So again, shin splints is a nice one for this. But again, just go to a nice gentle stretch. Keep pressing that heel to the ground. So we're kind of resisting. So it's a little isometric stretch. We're working against that resistance. The arm is underneath the knee, so we're not compressing into that knee joint. Again, we should still be getting a nice little bit of space into the hips. We'll hold it here for 1 more breath. Lovely. Slowly releasing just until that right knee is stacked over the heel. So you might need to shift that left knee back. Bringing the hands either side of the right foot. We're going to tuck the left toe under and gently sit back toward the left heel. So again, we're working into that hamstring. Again, if you want a bit more height, you can always place the hands on blocks or onto the fingertips. And we're just going to hold it here. So again, as we draw the toe toward the knee, feel it in the lower leg, into the hamstring, belly, the muscle, if we're feeling it underneath the knee, or sit bone, keep a little softness to that right knee. And then we're just going to point the toe. And then exhale, flex the toe, draw the toes toward the knee. Inhale, point, try to bring those toes right down to the ground. Exhale, toe to knee. And continue with your own breath. So again, we're working into the back of the leg, but we're also working into that right ankle joint. And again, feel free to invert and evert that ankle as well. So pointing the toes to the right, pointing the toes to the left, and we start to work into all the lower leg muscles. And you might find it's easier to do one movement and not so easy to do the other. You might even find it a wee bit into the hip here. So just consciously moving through that right ankle. We'll do one more. And then flex. And then slowly we're going to bend into the right knee and come back into our low lunge. Lovely. From here, we're going to step that right knee back into meet left. And then same on the other side. With control, we're going to step that left foot to the front of the mat. Shift that right knee as far back as we can go whilst keeping that left knee stacked over the heel. And we can untuck that right toe. So we should feel a nice stretch into the front of the right hip and into the left hip and hamstring. We're going to get that left forearm, place it underneath the left knee, and then gently shift the body weight forward. We can use that right hand to help us until we start to feel that left heel wants to peel off the ground. And then we're going to act against it and press that left heel down toward the ground. So we're still leaning, but we're acting against the stretch. And again, just go as far as feels good for you. Don't overdo it. So it should feel like a nice gentle release. So again, if those Achilles, those calves are extremely tight, I'd advise you to soften into the pose, not go too deep. And just breathing here. Nice and gentle. And likewise, if we wanted to work into other parts of the ankle here, I think you can do this in your own time, but we could gently point the left knee out to the left, center, left knee out to the right, and you start to feel it into both the inner, outer, and the center of the ankle. We'll hold it here for one more breath. And then gently shift the body weight forward. We can scooch that right knee back just until the left knee is stacked over the heel. Tuck the right toe under, and again, gently sit back toward that right heel. Straightening that left leg, drawing the toes toward the face. Touch the fingertips down either side, or onto blocks if we want a little bit more height. And again, we can stay here, keep drawing that toe toward the knee. Next inhale, we're going to point those toes toward the ground and try to bring the full flat to the ground of the foot. And then exhale, draw the toes toward the knee. So we're inhaling, pointing. And we're exhaling, flexing. And like we did on the other side, if you want to point it out to the left, come back to center. Point it to the middle. Come back to center. Point that foot to the right. So we're inverting and everting through that ankle as well. So we're working into, I won't say all corners of the left ankle joint, but we're getting into quite a lot. Even if you think of, we're working the clock between say 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. And if you had a little bit more time and you're really working into that ankle mobility, you could try to get to all those numbers. You're probably not going to get to 9 and 3, but hopefully maybe 10 and 2. That makes sense. Lovely. We'll do one more through center. Excellent. And then gently bend the left knee, come back into our low lunge. Lovely. Framing that left foot with both hands. We're going to come off the right knee, step the left foot back to meet right into our plank. And then from here, we're going to lift the hips toward the ceiling. Bring those feet about hip width distance apart and come into our downward dog. So we can drop those heels down. We're pressing the ground away. We're drawing the chest toward the mat. Lift the hips nice and high, drop the heels nice and low. And then we can just paddle out the feet. So this is a lovely one for working into the back of those legs. Again, not pushing it, particularly first thing in the morning, depending on how we've been sleeping or what we did the day before. Those calves can be pretty tight. So again, just gently easing out the soft tissue. Relax the head, relax the breath. And then coming back to stillness here in our downward dog, we're going to look forward between the hands. Gently walk our way to the front of the mat, come into a nice wide-legged forward fold. We're going to get our block and we're going to place it in front. We're just going to bring the hands to rest in the block just so we can get a little bit more height here. So feet are about the width of the mat apart. We're drawing the chest forward or sinking the shoulders back. We're drawing the belly in and we're just going to pause here. See if we can allow the weight drop back into the heels and hips a little bit more. So we're really feeling that into the backs of the legs. Relax the head, relax the neck for 3. For 2. And 1. We can gently release that block out in front, tuck the chin in and slowly come all the way up to stand. Head comes up last. Take a little drink if you need. We're going to get nice and flowy for the rest of the class this morning. Again, with a focus on those lower limbs. When you're ready, we're going to meet at the front of the mat. Feet nicely grounded. About hip width distance apart, hands come to heart. Take a moment, relax the shoulders, draw the belly in, connect with the breath. We're going to inhale the arms out, reaching up, palms together. Exhale, swan down, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Stepping right foot back, as far back as we can go, we're going to drop the right heel down. Engage the core, make our way up into our warrior. Left knee is bent, left heel bisects the arch of the back foot, and we're pressing the outer blade of that right foot into the ground. Extend the arms, palms face down. We'll inhale, draw the belly in. As we exhale, sink those hips a little bit deeper. Keep checking in that left knee is pointed forward. We'll inhale, draw the belly in. Exhale, sink a little bit more. Inhale, straighten the left leg, arms together overhead, gaze goes up. Exhale, bend the left knee, open the arms, warrior lunge. Inhale, lengthen and rise. Keep drawing the belly in. Exhale, bend the left knee, warrior lunge, and continue with your own breath. Keep drawing those inner thighs toward each other. Keep checking in that left knee. Arms are right back in line with the ears. Keep that nice open heart. We'll do one more. Meeting in our warrior, we're going to bring the hands to the waist, straighten the left leg, and we're going to scooch that right foot until there's about 2 feet behind the heel and the foot, that right foot. Extend the arms out. Both hands are straight, or sorry, both legs are straight. Foot placement is the same. We're going to inhale here, and as we exhale, reach those left fingertips as far, far forward as we can possibly go. And then we're going to bring the back of the left hand to the inner leg, extend the right arm up toward the ceiling. So again, see if we can press those hips forward, draw the shoulders back so we're not collapsing here. Keep drawing that right arm back. Inhale, reach the fingertips toward the ceiling, gaze those up. Exhale, see if we can bring those left fingertips a little bit closer toward that left ankle or maybe toward the ground. Keep pressing the hips forward. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, reach those left fingertips toward the ground. One more breath. Inhale slowly all the way back up to center. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to turn the body to the front of the room. So that left foot might shift a little bit to the left. We're going to turn that right foot. So again, same distance between the front foot and the back foot, but feet are placed hip width distance apart. Lovely. You can get the block to the front of the mat here if it's not there already. We're going to inhale here. And as we exhale, we're going to gently press the chest forward, press the hips back. So again, we're lengthening from the lower back and we're slowly folding. We should start to feel this into the back of the left leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold a little bit more. If that feels good, we might bring the fingertips to the ground or to a block if we have it. Okay. So again, try not to collapse into the spine. And the block can be at any height. So it can be nice and high. Even if you have a chair, you can use the chair if you don't feel like reaching as low. We're going to hold it here. As we're here, if we want to go a little bit deeper into that calf, we can just draw those toes, those left toes toward the face. Holding it here for 3. For 2. And 1. Gently tuck the chin in, slowly come back up to stand. And again, if we want to go a little bit deeper, and again, only if we were able to touch the ground easily, we can get that block and we can place it underneath the ball of the left foot. So we're getting a little bit deeper into that left calf. This time, palms flip forward. We're going to inhale, arms out, reaching up. As we exhale, we're going to bring the arms behind us. So we can either hold on to opposite elbows or we can come into reverse prayer. So reverse namaste. So whatever comes easy. Wherever we're at, we're going to press the chest forward, draw the shoulders down. We're going to inhale here. And as we exhale, gently folding from the lower body. We're going to gently fold forward. So again, try not to rotate to the right. So those shoulders, that chest, those hips are parallel to the ground. Relax the head, relax the neck. And again, feeling that a little bit deeper into that left leg. Notice if we're collapsing to the left, keep drawing that right shoulder down. Keep opening into the heart. Holding it here for 3. For 2 and 1, tuck the chin in, slowly come back up to stand. We can release those hands. We can remove that block from out front. Lovely. From here, hands back to the waist. We're going to bend into the left knee and step that right foot back into our warrior. So again, get those feet right. Extend the arms out, palms face down. We'll inhale here. And then exhale, cartwheel both hands down either side of the left foot, coming onto the ball of the right foot. We're just going to hold it here, coming up onto the finger pads. We can stay here if we want to challenge the core. We're going to bring those arms back in line with that right leg. Keep pressing back through that right heel. Get that nice length into the leg. Engage the core. We're going to lift the belly off the leg, but keep that lovely straight line from the base of the neck through to that right heel. Gaze is relaxed, slightly forward of the mat. Hold it here for 3, for 2, and 1. Both hands come to the ground, slightly out front of that left foot. And like we did last week, we're going to challenge that balance again, gently shifting the body weight forward until we're nice and light with that right foot. And then we're going to gently pick that right heel up toward the ceiling. Just making sure you have a nice little bit of space out in front here. So lift the heel, hips are still parallel to the ground. We might come up onto the fingertips. If we have a block, we might come up onto the block. If we want to challenge the balance, we might hover the fingertips off the ground or we might come out into our airplane. So challenging those lower leg stabilizing muscles, challenging that right hip, keeping that right heel nice and active for 3. Gaze is relaxed for 2 and 1. Hands come back to the ground wherever we're at. We're going to bend the right knee and we're going to place it behind the left knee, drawing the right heel toward the bum. So we're coming into our pelican pose. So again, we can keep the fingertips on the ground. We can engage the core, see if we can hover the fingertips off the ground, or we can bring the hands to heart center, pressing the palms together. Gaze is relaxed for 3, for 2, and 1. Hands come to the ground, bringing that right foot back into meet left, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly rolling up to center, hands extended up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Lovely. Second side, when you're ready, kneeling at the front of the mat, feet nicely grounded, hip width distance apart. Hands to heart center, relax the breath. Relax the shoulders. We're going to inhale the arms out, reaching up, palms together. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Stepping left foot back as far back as we can go. Dropping left heel down. Engage the core, make our way into our warrior. Bending into the right knee points forward, outer blade of that left foot, press firmly into the ground. Extend the arms out, palms face down. We'll inhale here, relax the shoulders. Exhale, bend a little bit more into that right knee. Inhale, lengthen, draw the belly in. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. We're going to inhale, straighten the right leg, bring the arms together overhead, gaze goes up. Exhale, bend the right knee, open the arms, warrior lunge, and continue with your own breath. Keep magnetizing those inner thighs toward each other. Keep drawing the belly in. So try not to allow that bum pop out too much, that we're compressing into the lower back. So we're really strong in the core here. If we want to challenge the balance, we're following the middle finger on the right hand with the gaze. Relax the breath. Try to make the movement as flowy and as organic as you can, getting rid of any little jerkiness, any little resistance. We do one more. We're going to meet in a warrior. We're going to bring the hands to the waist, straighten that right leg, and slowly shift that left foot. So again, it's about 2 feet behind the front heel. Both legs are straight. Extend the arms out. We'll inhale here, and as we exhale, reach those right fingertips as far forward as we can go. Keep that right knee straight. We're going to bring the right back of the hand to the inner leg. Left arm extends up toward the ceiling. Again, press the chest open, press the hips forward, trying to make the body as narrow as we can. As we inhale, stretch toward the ceiling. As we exhale, reach toward the ground. So we're trying to get those fingertips a little bit closer to the ground with each exhale. So we're inhaling, reaching. Exhale, fingertips toward the ground. We'll take 2 more breaths here. 1 more. And then slowly inhale back to center. And then exhale, hands to heart. We're going to turn the body to the front of the room. Shift that right foot out to the right. Turn that left toes forward as well. So again, both feet are pointed forward. Still this same distance between the heel and the toe of the left foot. Straight legs. We're going to inhale here tall. And as we exhale, press the chest forward, draw the shoulders back, and we're pressing the hips back. Feeling it into that right leg as soon as we start leaning forward. Relax the head, relax the neck. So again, hips are face forward, heart is face forward. Notice if that right shoulder is dropping, we're going to drop that left shoulder to be equal. We might bring the fingertips to the ground or to a block. So again, wherever feels good. Conscious of that right hamstring, don't overstretch it. If it's already feeling quite over lengthened, just keep a little bit of softness to that right knee. We can still get length into the spine. We can still get a little bit of space into that lower back. Keep the chest open. We'll hold it here for 3, for 2, and 1. Tuck the chin in and slowly come back up. to stand. Again, if you want to go deeper, we can get the block, place it onto its flat edge, and bring the ball of that right foot to rest on the block. And again, just because you did so on one side easy doesn't mean the other side is going to be the same. So just listen to the body. Opening the palms forward, we're going to inhale, arms out, reaching up, palms together. As we exhale, we're going to bring those arms behind us, either holding on to opposite elbows, the reverse of what you did the last time. So again, whatever feels unnatural, just to keep a wee bit of balance, or we can come in to our reverse prayer. We're going to inhale here, and as we exhale, gently press back through those hips, leaning forward from the lower body. Heart remains open for as long as we can, and gently fold. Allow the head and neck relax, keeping those shoulders even. Body is parallel to the ground. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And again, just go as deep as you feel. A nice, gentle release. Hold for 3. For 2. And 1, gently tuck the chin in, slowly rise back up to stand. So we can remove the block out of the way for now. Lovely. From here, we're going to bend into the right knee. Bring that left foot back into our warrior, nice and slowly. So again, take your time, extend the arms out, palms face down. Inhale here and exhale, we're going to cartwheel both hands down either side of the right foot, coming onto the ball of the left foot. So from here, just coming up onto the finger pads to start with, consciously pressing back through that left heel. So that left leg is really engaged. If we want to work a little bit of core into it, we're going to bring both hands back in line with that left leg, really pressing through those fingertips. See if we can engage the belly muscles so that the belly isn't actually rested on that right leg. Draw the chest forward, draw the shoulders back, gaze is relaxed, just out front of that mat. Think of the neck as an extension of the spine. Keep pressing back through the left heel for 3. For 2. And 1, both hands come to the ground, slightly forward of that right foot. As we did on the other side, gently shift the body weight forward until we can pick that left foot off the ground. So we're drawing the left heel toward the ceiling here. If you want a little bit more length in behind that back leg, we can come up onto the block. If we want to challenge the balance, we can hover the fingertips off the ground. Or if your ankle's a little bit more stable than mine, you can open those arms out into airplane. It's getting there. Keep drawing that heel as high as we can. Hips remain parallel, so we're not rotating the body open. We hold it here for 3. For 2. And 1, hands come back to the ground. We're going to bend the left knee, place it behind the right, and draw that left heel toward the bum. And again, we can stay here. If we want to challenge it, we can hover the fingertips off the ground, or we can bring those hands to heart center, press the palms together, hold for 3. For 2. And 1, hands come back to the ground. Left foot comes back into meet right, and exhale, fold. Well done. Inhale, rolling up to your center, hands extended up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Lovely. Take a little drink here if you need. We'll move into our second round. So our standing leg, single leg balances are really good for our lower leg ankle stability and balance. So that's why we're throwing a few in there this morning. Again, go as far as you can. If you need to touch down, come out, come in, whatever. With time, it gets a little bit easier, or it should. When you're ready, we're going to move to the front of the mat yet again. Feet nicely planted. Just make sure you have a nice little bit of space out in front here. Hands come to heart. Relax the shoulders, relax the back. Take a moment, close down the eyes, and just notice how we're holding ourselves. So really draw the belly in. Try to engage those core muscles. Open the eyes. We're going to bring the hands down by the waist, palms face forward. Weight transfers into that left foot, so make sure it's nice and grounded. We're going to inhale, pick that right knee out in front. Nice and strong here. So lift it a little bit higher. As we exhale, we're going to flip the palms and we're going to press that right foot back as far as we can, and then gently hinge at the middle body. So again, a little bit of balance here. Inhale, flip the palms forward, bend that right knee out in front. Try to keep the foot off the ground if you can. Exhale, press that right foot back. And hinge forward. Inhale, pick that right knee up out in front. This time as we exhale, we're going to press that right foot all the way back. We're going to land on the ball of that right foot. So nice and strong here. Drop the right heel down and come into our warrior. So again, take your time, find the pose. Inhale here, and then exhale, sink into those hips. Inhale, straighten the left leg, arms together overhead, gaze goes up. Exhale, bend the left knee, open the arms, warrior lunge. Inhale, lengthen and rise. Exhale, warrior lunge. We'll do that 2 more times. Keep pressing the outer blade of that right foot into the ground. Last one. Meeting in our warrior, we're going to bring the hands to the waist, straighten that left leg, shift that right foot to its 2 foot behind the front foot, extend the arms. Inhale here, exhale, reach those left fingertips forward. Both legs are straight. As we exhale, bring the back of that left hand to the inner leg, right arm extends up. We'll inhale, reach through the right fingertips, exhale, see if we can bring that left hand closer to the ground, gaze goes up. For 3. For 2. And 1, inhale, slowly back through center, hands come to the waist. We're going to turn the body to the front of the room. Left foot steps to the outside of the mat, right foot turns around. So again, feet are about hip width distance apart, a little bit wider here. As we did in the last one, flip the palms forward. We're going to inhale, arms out, reaching up, palms together. As we exhale, bring the arms behind us, holding on to opposite elbows or coming into reverse prayer. If we're in reverse prayer, keep those hands nice and low and use them to open into the heart. We're going to inhale, lengthen, and as we exhale, gently fold. Press the chest forward, roll the shoulders back. Draw the toes toward the face if you want to go a little bit deeper. We're going to hold it here. Relax the head, relax the neck for 3. For 2. And 1. Inhale, tuck the chin in, slowly come back up to stand. Release the arms. We're going to bend into the left knee. Gently step that right foot back into our warrior lunge. Take your time. Extend the arms, palms face down. We're going to inhale here and then exhale, cartwheel both hands down either side of the left foot, coming on to the ball of the right foot. Pressing away through that right heel, up onto the finger pads. If we want to go more, bringing those arms back in line with that extended right leg. If we want to go more, draw the belly in, allow the belly lift off that leg. We'll keep that nice straight line from the base of the neck right through that right heel for 3. Keep bending the left knee for 2. And 1. Hands come forward to the front of the mat like we did before. Gently shift the body weight forward. Pick that right heel up toward the ceiling. If we want to go a little bit more into our balance, left fingertips stay on the ground. Right hand comes to rest in the waist. And we're going to rotate that right hip open. So again, developing on from last week. Keep drawing that right heel up. So whether hips are parallel to the ground or that right hip is open, we're consciously drawing that right heel. So we're helping engage those hip muscles. Again, you can always use the block here with both hands or with those left hands. If we have that right hand off the ground, gaze is either going to the right corner of the mat, out to the right, or if we wish, we can extend the right arm up toward the ceiling and bring the gaze up, really challenging it for 3. For 2. And 1. Right hand comes back to the ground. We're going to bend the right knee, place it behind the left knee, either staying on the finger pads, drawing that right heel toward the bum, nice and active in the lower leg, or we can hover the fingertips off the ground or bring the hands to heart center, hold it here, draw the belly in, engage the core for 3. For 2. And 1. Bring the hands to the ground, right foot comes to meet left. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to center. Hands extended up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Lovely. Second side when you're ready. Again, make sure you have a nice wee bit of space out in front to work those legs. Feet are nicely planted, hip width distance apart, palms face forward. This time, weight is coming into that right foot. So really spread through the toes. Make that surface area as large as you can. We're going to inhale, lift that left knee out in front, nice and high. And as we exhale, flip the palms back. We're going to press that left foot back as far as we can. And then when we can't go any further, we're going to hinge at the waist. Little seesaw here. Inhale, flip the palms forward, draw that left knee out in front. Gaze is relaxed. Exhale, flip the palms back, press back through that left foot and gently hinge forward. Keep that nice long spine if we can. Last one, inhale, lift that left knee out in front. This time as we exhale, flip the palms back, press that left foot back as far as we can go. We're going to bend the right knee and we're going to land on the ball of the left foot. Draw the left heel down and make our way into our warrior. So adjust the feet, adjust the legs as much as you need. We're bending into the right knee. Extend the arms out, palms face down. We'll inhale here and then exhale, sink those hips. When you're ready, inhale, straighten the right leg, bring the arms together overhead, gaze goes up. Exhale, bend the right knee, open the arms, warrior lunge. 3 more. Again, following the middle finger of the right hand with the gaze, if you want to challenge that balance. Keep drawing the belly in. 2 more. Slow, controlled, engaged movements. Last one. Meeting in our warrior lunge, we're going to bring the hands to the waist, straighten the right leg, and then gently shift that left foot till it's about 2 foot behind the front foot. Extend the arms out, palms face down. Inhale, draw the belly in. Exhale, reach the right fingertips as far forward as we can go. Both legs are straight. Bringing the back hand of that right hand to the back side of the right hand to the inner leg. Extend the left arm up toward the ceiling. I'm getting all flustered with the words here. Inhale, reach the left fingertips toward the ceiling. Exhale, reach the right fingertips toward the ground. Keep pressing the hips forward. Keep drawing the shoulders back. Keep that lovely space into the front of the body. We'll hold it here. Gaze goes up if it's okay on the neck for 3. For 2. And 1. Inhale, slowly engage the core back to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to turn the body to the front of the room. So step that right foot to the outer edge of the mat. The left foot now points forward. And we've got the same distance between that right heel and those left toes. Body face is fully forward. We're going to drop the hands, palms face forward. Inhale, arms out, reaching up. Palms together. As we exhale, bring those arms behind us. Holding on to opposite elbows or maybe coming back into our reverse prayer. So whatever is working for you. You can try both. We're going to inhale, lengthen. And as we exhale, press the chest forward, draw the shoulders back and gently fold. Lengthening through the spine all the time. So try not to allow the shoulders collapse. Keeping those shoulders left to right in line. Again, if you want to go deeper, just drawing those right toes toward the face. Relax the head, relax the neck for 3. For 2. And 1, tuck the chin in, slowly rising back up to stand. We can release those hands, bend the right knee. We're going to step the left foot back into our warrior. Outer blade of that left foot parallel to the edge of the mat. Right heel bisects the arch of that foot. So take your time, find that pose, extend the arms out, palms face down. We'll inhale here, and then exhale, cartwheel both hands down either side of the right foot, coming on to the ball of the left foot. Actively pressing back through the left heel, maybe coming up onto the finger pads. If we want to go a wee bit more, bringing those hands back in line with that left leg. Really pressing through the fingertips, drawing those shoulders back. See if we can lift the belly off the leg, engaging those core muscles. Keep bending into the right knee. Gaze is relaxed for 3. For 2. And 1. Hands come forward to the front of the mat. Gently shifting the body weight forward.
we're going to lift that left heel toward the ceiling. So hips are parallel to the ground here. Again, choosing to stay here, come into airplane, use the block if you wish. If you want to go a little bit more into the balance, right hand stays on the ground or onto that block, left hand comes to the waist, and we're going to rotate that left hip open, drawing the left shoulder back and lifting that left heel as high as we can. So gaze is relaxed if we're in airplane. If we're in our hip opener, we're going to keep that gaze to the left corner of the mat, out to the left, or we might extend the left arm up toward the ceiling. Take the gaze up if you want to challenge it fully. For 3, for 2, and 1. Left hand comes back to the ground. Again, we're going to bend the left knee one more time, place it behind the right knee. Draw the left heel toward the bum. Engage the core. We can stay here. We can hover the fingertips off the ground, or we can bring those hands to heart. Press the palms together. Keep the core engaged. Relax the breath for 3. For 2. And 1. Hands release. Left foot releases to meet right. And then exhale, fold. We're just going to hang out here in a nice relaxed forward fold. So take a nice deep bend to the knees. Allow the belly rest onto the legs. Allow the head, neck, arms, shoulders release. And just take a few soft breaths here. When you're ready, we're going to tuck the chin in and slowly roll all the way up to stand, head comes up last. Well done. A lot of activity there in the legs. We're going to take a nice restful pose for our last pose this morning. So we're going to make our way, bring our mat so that it's perpendicular to the wall. So the short end of the mat is at the wall. I'm going to adjust my camera angle here now in a second so you can see what I'm at. So find a nice clear space if you can. So ideally not a bookshelf like I'm using. Okay, and then we're going to make our way to the wall. So we're going to finish with legs up the wall this morning. A lovely restorative pose, particularly for tired legs if we have them. Just keep the eye on the clock here. So we're going to lie back on our mat. We're going to be using our elbows here to scooch our body so it's also parallel to the wall. Okay. And we're going to make our way as close to the wall as we can. We want to make sure that lower back stays connected to the ground. And then we're going to extend those feet up against the wall. So again, notice here as you extend the feet, if the lower back starts to roll off the ground, just shift the body back until you can reconnect. So we want the full length of the spine connected. This is actually a really nice one if you're working into hamstring or calf. Or even Achilles. You can always place little sandbags on the feet here and you can stay here for a little while longer. So this morning, we're just going to open the arms into cactus arms. Or we can rest the right hand on the belly, left hand on the chest and just focus in on our breath. And we can relax the feet for now. And then if you want to go a little bit deeper into that space, we can open those legs out into our lovely V shape. So we're getting into the legs, but also into the hips. Allow the full weight of the legs to rest into the wall. So we should be able to allow those feet to drop out. Fully relaxed. And then sometimes here, we can even bring the hands to rest on the inner thighs. We're bringing a little bit extra consciousness to that hip space. Close down the eyes. And just enjoy the space for what it is. So again, our feet up the wall pose is a form of inversion. So like our head stands or our shoulder stands, it's just a little bit less intense, a little bit easier to get into, but it has quite a lot of the same benefits. So it allows kind of flush the body out, gives the body a little reset, feeling that energy rush back into the body. So I won't say it reverses the blood flow, but it does give that kind of sensation. And particularly if we've been on our feet all day, it's nice just to turn the body upside down. Relax the shoulders. Notice if we start to tense back up into the chest, so just slowly mount the shoulders. Notice where the face is at. So notice if we're frowning, maybe we're clenching our jaw. So just see if you can soften that a little bit too. Just be at ease with the stillness. I'm aware of any sounds around you. And just let them float in and out of your mind. Clearing as much space as you can. Even if you want to go a little bit deeper for the last few moments, see if those heels want to drop out a little bit more. And again, you could stay here for a lot longer. Really lovely pose to do at the end of the day. So if you do have 5 minutes at the end of the day, just gives a nice little restorative relaxation to the body before bedtime. When you're ready, what we're going to do now is we're going to get both hands, if we're in our V shape, and we're going to place them to the outer side of those thighs. And we're going to slightly rotate the knees toward each other. Okay. And then from here, we're going to slightly bend the knees. So we're coming slowly out of the pose. And then in your own time, we're going to bring those feet back together off the wall. So you have a little bend to the knee here. And again, just allow those hips reset a little bit, maybe shuffle the hips side to side. We're going to gently scooch away from the wall. So again, we can use our elbows here, just so that we're not right up against the wall. And then we're going to hug the knees into the chest, give them a nice little squeeze. We can release the grip, allow those feet rest, and then gently roll over onto our right hand side. Take a little moment here, reset, reconnect. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to press the left hand into the ground to slowly draw ourselves all the way back up to seat. And we're going to meet in any comfortable seat for you. So it could be how we started, sitting back on the knees, it could be easy cross-legged, whatever feels good. We're going to finish our practice like we started. So sitting nice and tall, nice and strong. We'll open the palms towards the ceiling. So again, just resetting, noticing where those shoulders are at. And then when you're ready, we'll inhale the arms out, reaching up, palms together. Interlock fingers, and then exhale, press forward and release. We'll do that twice more. Exhale, slide out. Last one. And then gently bring the hands to heart, press the palms together, close down the eyes. And just thank yourselves for creating a wee bit of space in your morning to come to the mat, to look after yourselves, to create some lovely energy, some lovely release, and hopefully bring that with you into the day. And thank you for sharing your practice and your energy with me. Namaste.